Hey y'all, our old buddy Adventure Brad. What the heck is going on here? It's shaking, it's wobbling. There's some 3D printing and hardware. Ooh, it'll even buzz your finger a little bit if you get close to it. Makes a fair amount of horsepower. It's running on a 20 psi of air right now. My other motors are ran down lower than that, but this is also twice the motor and exhaust going on here. But yeah, isn't this pretty dang cool? We have a single cylinder, twin piston. Losing it all, let's just shut it off here. Single cylinder, two piston, opposed oscillating cylinder motor. So similar to the other motor I showed you guys in the previous video, this is a twin design, and I thought about making a V-twin, and I have a couple different ideas for different styles of motors, but since I figured I was going to be creative, the math wasn't too difficult. So I came up with this guy. It's the same thing as before, but instead of it rotating around about the center of the cylinder, because the piston goes up so high, and in case you're wondering what the marks are, two there and then one and one there, that is because these are hand lapped and matched fitted, because 3D printing, see, that doesn't want to go in until you get it just right. Then it pops in and runs beautifully. So yeah, instead of the pivot being centered on the cylinder, it's shared between the two. I couldn't use the conventional amount of degrees off for where they normally run the ports, so I came up with this style here, which is I got the center block or body of it, and then this piece here is just pretty much a lollipop glued onto the brass, and that's my air chamber. It's ported around the sides to each of my ports. I figure 2 ports should be enough. I don't want to nick my face here. And I pretty much just rocked the whole thing back and forth until I got a valve tuning, advanced, or the degrees, or where I want my valves opening and shutting working. Because you want them opening early, but you also don't want them open too long, because you don't want it to start coming back on the upstroke and closing on itself. So anyways, the math is pretty much designed to keep this 1-to-1 across here. For gear reduction reasons, I could have went with 3 equal sized pulleys, but the bigger center pulley is so I have gear reduction on it, because eventually this flywheel piece, you can kind of see in there where the flywheel is an adapter onto the main gear, so I didn't have to reprint the main gear, because I would like to put this in a project. I have a project in mind to run this out of, and I think I've come up with how I'm going to run it. It might be a little messy, but it's going to be kind of fun. And yeah, we're going to try to do a little bit of have a little bit of fun with 3D printed motors and basic hardware. So anyways, this is my 3D printed opposed piston wobbling oscillating cylinder thingamajobber. So I hope you guys enjoy, and as always, Adventure Brad.